Hey, I'm Sarah Bratton, and today I have the pleasure of introducing Livie Glazier. Most of us spot Livie by her purple hair and her Dante's Inferno Gates of Hell parking spot, thanks to Mr. Throckmorton's shout out. However, Livie is also easily heard, whether using her voice to help lead the GSA, work at Bridge Builders, or deliver scarily accurate impersonations. She has been my salvation in poetry class this year and is always willing to offer either some nugget of deep insight or a sarcastic comment. Livie truly is one of a kind, and I'm so thankful for her friendship, as long as it doesn't involve catfish and watermelons. Without further ado, I present you the two-time Mays winning writer, pants-wearing Olivia Avalon Glazier.
I love wonder. I love the awe of every day. As someone who often comes off as fairly pessimistic, this might be a surprise to you, but I cannot help but find wonder in every single person I know. I'm surrounded by so many wonderfully smart people who don't even recognize their intelligence. And I often think about why we don't want to recognize our accomplishments. Are we afraid to be prideful or to come off as rude? I catch myself softening my own accomplishments or apologizing before I even answer the question, as though to save myself the embarrassment of being wrong. I'm 18. I'm at the ripe age for being wrong. I go to school to be wrong and then to learn, but I'm afraid of doing so because I'm so afraid of feeling stupid, but then by not asking questions, I'm hindering my own learning. I thought of myself as so stupid until last year because I struggle at math. I refused to recognize my own strengths because I couldn't factor correctly. It wasn't until one day in English last year when I was stopped by someone who I looked up to for being smart because she excelled at math and science to tell me that she appreciated what I had to say in class and that she wished she could be as smart as I was, when in reality, I wanted to be as smart as she was. I felt this sense of amazement that this person could say something so highly of me and so self-deprecating of her, when to me it was obvious that she was far smarter than I ever was. I'd never thought of myself as someone smart because I'd only focused on the negatives of my academic career, just as I imagined she had. When she told me that, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was touched because for the majority of my life, I felt no matter how hard I tried, I just wouldn't be enough. I kind of wallowed in the idea that I just wasn't smart and felt like there wasn't a point in trying because I was hopeless, which is kind of ironic considering hope is probably my favorite thing ever. Recently, though, I've come to the conclusion that it's okay to struggle or to feel hopeless. It's okay to feel dumb sometimes, but we have to understand that we all have things to offer. We have a finite time to be here, but right now, we don't have to know everything. We can't ever truly know everything, so this whole being stupid thing is kind of invalid. Perhaps we should leave the mystery of not knowing to spark our curiosity. If there's one thing about hope, though, it's that it's man-made. It can't leave unless you let it, and I feel like that's something we all need to remember. We're not stupid, and we don't deserve to feel humiliated for not knowing because your lack of knowledge or understanding doesn't make you hopeless. There's a quote that I had to recently memorize from my poetry class that goes, "We only live, only suspire, consumed by either fire or fire." And I'm just going to say, T.S. Eliot was onto something when he wrote that. There are two choices of fire. There's the illuminating fire that brings light and warmth, that burns your previous notions and creates renewal. And then there's the fire that consumes you, leaving nothing in its wake. And we're born with the wonderful gift of options. And I will admit, these options aren't always clear or easy to make. I'm not naive. I know just how complicated it is to kindle your fire, as I struggle keeping it controlled every day. I constantly want to let it consume me and just give up. But it's the knowledge that you have the power to make a choice regardless of age, walk of life, belief, or whatever else you think might get in the way. To me, it's hope that's the core of wonder. It's the feeling when there's no light at the end of the tunnel, your fire will light the way. In a world consumed by so much fire, whether that be literal world or just this world right here, I'm glad to see so much of it is being combated by us, because I know how capable and talented you are. And we should try as hard as possible to let people see that, because you're smart, beautiful young women filled with so much fire. Thank you.